Brooke went missing only a couple weeks after graduating. Brooke, Paige, and their cousin all got ready to go to a party that night. But shortly after they arrived, around 8 p.m., the two of them wanted to leave. Brooke was trying to find a ride home, and she ended up coming across a guy that she knew from high school, and he was way too drunk to drive home. And Brooke, being the kind person that she was, decided to find a ride for him as well, which is when she comes across an old friend of Jared's, her ex-fiance. And this guy is very significant in this case. So his name is Joshua Hensley. Josh ends up offering a ride to Brooke and her intoxicated friend, and so the three of them left the field party at around 2 a.m. Josh brought the other friend home, but then he didn't bring Brooke home. He brought her to his house, or I guess you could say what used to be his house, because it was actually in foreclosure and didn't even have electricity or running water. It's located in a small neighborhood on a cul-de-sac in a rural area, and it backs up to a forest. So it's pretty isolated. And I'm sure you're wondering why he brought her there instead of just bringing her home, and that's something that everyone wonders. We have no idea. But what is obvious is that as soon as she got to the house, Brooke wanted to leave. Apparently, she made calls and sent texts to several different people saying that she felt uncomfortable at Josh's house and wanted to leave. At around 4 a.m., she texted her ex Jared asking if he could come get her, but he was working a shift at a local factory and told her that he wouldn't be able to until he got off around 6 a.m. And then just a couple of minutes later, her tone shifts dramatically into desperation. At 4:26, she texted him, "Can you hurry?" immediately followed by, "Please hurry." And then she said, "I'm scared," which is just beyond concerning and disturbing to think about her being so young and terrified in this weird house that doesn't have electricity or running water even late at night with this man that she barely knows. And then it gets weirder because an hour later at 5 a.m., she texts Jared again, and her tone shifted dramatically once again. It said, "Never mind, I'm going to a party in Rockcastle County." Now, Jared had gotten busy at work, so he didn't see any of these text messages until later on. And when he finally did, he responded asking who she was going to this party with. But Brooke never responded. In fact, she never responded to another text message or call ever again. And as for what happened the rest of the night, nobody has any idea. And that is still the case over a decade later.